Today we're back with my 1989 Ford Mustang GT. Well, it's not actually a GT, it's a Cobra. No, it's not actually a Cobra either. It's actually an LX, but it does have the V8 under the hood. It's got a few mods. It's not exactly stock. There's an interesting story behind it, and the best part is I got it for $2,500. Running and driving, manual transmission, clean title, brand new engine, new clutch, flywheel, pressure plate, aftermarket exhaust, long tube headers for $2,500, and that includes delivery to my front door. So I've always found the Ford Mustang LX to be a little bit on the interesting side. If you know the GTs, they have all the ground effects, they look much beefier. They're actually much cooler looking cars than the LX. The LX looks a lot like the 4-cylinder. And that was the point. It's kind of a stripped down version of the GT, which made it lighter and actually made the LX faster than the Foxbody GT. Now, looking at this car, it has an aftermarket hood. I can't remember the name of it. It's like Saravani. It's been a long time, but that hood is very, very popular for this car. At least it was back in the day. It's got Cobra wheels. I believe these are 17s. You've got a Cobra badge. But all of that is fake. The wheels, they don't belong on this car. They fit the car, but they don't belong. This is not a Cobra. It's an LX 5.0. You may notice, while looking at the Cobra wheels, that these are 5-lug, which means somebody has done a 5-lug conversion on this car, because originally this LX would have been 4 lugs. Somebody also did some work to the brakes, because we have some really nice looking slotted rotors down here. Very nice looking, actually. There's a website on the windshield that says kingofthestreets.org. You can try to go to that website. I have, and it goes to absolutely nothing. That website no longer exists. You have the massive spoiler, and I'm not sure if this was a Cobra spoiler. I think this is actually like a Saleen spoiler. Obviously, this would not have been factory on the car either, but I think it looks good. You've got this kind of strange Cobra badge back here. I'm not too sure where that came from, but obviously somebody really wanted this to somewhat resemble a Cobra. The problem is if you know your Fox bodies, you're going to take one look at this car and you're going to know immediately this is not a Cobra. Now, I found this little decal on the window quite interesting, and I might leave this on the car, the Heartbreaker. And if you notice, Heartbreaker and the are underlined. Some of you are going to catch the reference, but most of you probably weren't around in those days. Well, Chevrolet, here's a 1988 Chevrolet Cavalier Z24. And these cars used to have a slogan, and it was the heartbeat of America. The cars, the trucks, that was Chevy's thing. The heartbeat of America. That's today's Chevrolet. Well, they would say the heartbeat of America in red, and it would be underlined. So whoever did this was making a play on that by saying this is the Heartbreaker. All right, next, why don't we get into the hatch? Because this is what I want to show you guys next. It actually has a pretty banging sound system in here, guys. It's definitely old, it's antiquated, but somebody was serious about their audio. You've got 2 Polk DX series. I'm assuming that these are 10s. I don't think these are 12s. It's been a while since I've been into car audio, but I'm going to assume these are probably 10s. They've had a little bit of work done to them. And then if you look over here, you'll notice you've got a couple different amplifiers. This one right here is a 2-channel. This is a DEI Audio Mobile Power Series model 2102. So I have no idea on what the wattage is, peak or RMS, not a clue. It's a 2-channel amp that is running the Polks. But then over here you've got US Acoustics USA Series 2 50-watt times 4-channel MOSFET power amplifier, MMT regulated power supply, USA 4050. So this one is actually running all 4 of the speakers in the dash and in the back corners. I'm going to tell you right now, these speakers may not be in a very big box, and the first time I saw them I thought, what are these gonna do? Look how shallow this box is. Teeny tiny. I was like, nah, okay. I mean, it's cute, but let's just be real. They ain't gonna do nothing. I'm here to tell you I was very wrong. I was very wrong. Those speakers hit pretty dang hard, guys. So now we can take a look at the interior, where we find some more modifications that are interesting. Starting with the seats. And I'll come back to the seats later, but I want to show you the seats, and I want you to tell me if you recognize these. I recognized them immediately. As soon as I saw them, I knew what these seats came out of, and they didn't come out of any American car. I'll tell you that right now. These are not American car seats. Somebody, it looks like, took these seats out of a foreign car and adapted them to fit in here. So what you can see right here is that the seat, instead of being nice and straight, they angle sharp up like this. So when you sit in this, you're laying it. It's bizarre. After you drive it a little bit, you kind of get used to it. But when you first sit inside this car, it is very weird, very awkward, because you are really leaning at a heavy angle that direction. Next, somebody put these aluminum covers over everything, and I mean, they look all right. They look all right. That's fine. You've got these pedals that are way too big. Instead of having your small pedals that your feet don't get stuck between, I find myself getting my big foot, like I have one foot bigger than the other. I find myself getting my feet caught between the pedals. These metal things have got to go. You've got an aftermarket steering wheel, and it looks like you've got some aftermarket cruise control right here too. And believe it or not, the cruise control actually does work. You've got a ginormous phantom gauge with the bright light. It's set at about 5,500 RPM. And you've got the old school cue ball shifter. Down here, somebody added some aftermarket gauges for your water, your volts, and your oil pressure. Personally, I don't care for those. I prefer the original cluster. So I think we'll probably end up deleting this, and we'll probably at some point delete the gauges. I've already deleted the temperature gauge, and I've connected the temperature gauge back up to the cluster. The voltage gauge on the cluster is broken, so I've ordered another gauge. Otherwise, everything works other than the speedometer. This car has no speedometer, so I've got another cluster coming. Hopefully that fixes it. If it doesn't, then we'll have to look towards the transmission and the cable to see if there's something going on there. Let's move on. We'll pop the hood. Actually, the hood's already popped. So it has hood pins. There is no hood catch on this. So without the pins, you are going to be in really bad shape. This is the business side of things, because obviously, with all of the stuff I just showed you on the interior, this car is not stock. And I already told you the car is not stock. So there's something really special sitting under this hood. Are you ready to see it? Bam! There it is. The Cobra. Oh, somebody put a Cobra power plant under the hood of this. That's right. It's probably got GT40P heads, probably an E303 cam. I guarantee you, it does not. It does not. And I told you there's a story to this car, and I'm actually going to clue you guys in on that here in just a second. After I show you a few of the little, tasteful accessories, like the Fluidine high performance radiator. This looks like, it's hard to tell, but this could be this is a 3 or a 4 core. I'm betting this is a 4 core. I'll bet it's a 4 core radiator. Behind it, it's backed by Mishimoto shroud with dual electric fans. And if you look way down there at the bottom, you'll see a underdrive pulley right there. Yeah, the crank has an underdrive on it. Looking over here, you'll find the good old reliable MSD ignition. This is the 6AL ignition control module. Over here, you have an adjustment for your cooling fans. This controls both fans. You have 2 relays over here and 2 fuses right here. Looking down at the headlights, LED on the headlights as well. Boy, somebody really went ham on this. All right, you have obviously MSD wires. You have an MSD coil. And the distributor looks relatively stock. Still has the Motorcraft control module. So over here you have a Summit Racing fuel pressure gauge. Looking back here, we will find an adjustable fuel pressure regulator. Why would you need that unless something is aftermarket, right? Then over here, you'll see that the engine was replaced with a Jasper engine. Down here, you're going to find this is adjustable brakes. That's nice for burnouts, I guess. Proportioning valves, like an adjustable proportioning valve, so you can control the amount of brakes you get from the rear and the front. So that's nice. What other goodies does it have? Well, you've got a BBK, a strut brace, like a strut mount brace. This one not only goes side to side, but it goes all the way back to the firewall to give you some extra rigidity. Down here, we've got some long tube headers. I don't know how well you can see that. You can tell those have been around for a little while. But if you take a look down at the engine, you'll notice the engine is shiny black. This engine is brand new. All right. Well, the engine was brand new 14 years ago. Around 14 years ago, and it's not really been driven since. Occasionally, every season, it'll get started up and taken out for a run or two here and there, but for the most part, for the last 14 years, this car has not been driven. You've got the hood, obviously, aftermarket, which is Cervinus. I hope I said that right. Cervinus hood. This is not, does not appear to be a functional, actually, maybe it is. Do these go all the, they do. Those are functional hood scoops. Okay, so you got some air cooling going on right there as well. And then, of course, you have adjustable strut mounts. These are going to give you your camber. So you can adjust the struts forward and back, camber and caster, side to side. So you've got a nice camber caster kit there, which you're going to need because, as you can see, she sits extremely low to... I can't even fit my fingers in here, guys. Like... these tires, and you can see how the tires have been chewed up and worn out over time. Yeah, they rub the fenders, front and back. You can't hit any bumps without scraping. The long tube headers scrape the ground regularly. It sits way too low. So now that you've seen, I think that's all of the goodies. I did have to put a brand new battery in it. Battery is super expensive. I ended up shelling out about $150 for this EverStart Max 65 battery. I already pulled the cover off the computer because I wanted to see what kind of a tune it was running. And what I found is that, let me see if I can get you down in here. The computer itself is stock. That's a factory computer, and it even says right on the computer case itself, stock tune. So nothing to see there. Seems kind of strange you'd have all that mess under the hood, all that power, and be running a stock tune. There's mouse poop all over the glove box, and not only under the glove box, guys. Like I said, she's sat for a while. I think there's mouse poop in here too. I can't remember. Let me see if I can. Come on. There's a remote control. There's an old school headlight. There's no mouse poop in there. There is more mouse poop though. There's a ton of it underneath this back here. There's a lot of mouse poop in this thing. Let me answer this phone. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to tell you the story and why this car looks so souped up under the hood and inside. So let me run you down the story of this car real quick, because it's actually a unique story, kind of a sad story too. It's unfortunate, you know, the way people take advantage of people and screw people over. Oh, one more thing that it has before I forget. It has a stock mass airflow sensor, but it has 24-pound blue top Ford injectors. Hopefully you can see that. And we have a C&L, this is an aluminum intake. And then you've got some like plumbing, probably sewer pipe that runs to a big cone air filter inside the fender. So that should be all of the aftermarket stuff. Now you want to hear the story. So the story goes something like this. The gentleman owned the car back in the day. He had it all souped up because this was a race car. This was something to really go out and hammer the streets with. This thing had a stroker in it, and it put out some pretty serious power. Well, it was built the way he wanted. He sent it in to get the stroker. He took out a loan to put the stroker in it. And when it was done, he got his car back. And he was thrilled to death that he finally had his dream car put together. Well, 1 week after having his car finished and brought home, the car came up missing. Somebody stole it, and whoever stole it had a copy of the key. So the theory is, and it's unproven, but the theory is that the shop that actually put the engine in the car later came back and stole the car and took the engine. The car was later found abandoned behind a building, and guess what? The only thing missing was the engine. So now the guy's out the engine, he's got a loan out for the motor, and he took a loan out basically on the car to pay for the motor, and he was going to pay it back over time. Well, now he's got a car with no motor, and he's got to make the payments on it, and he was devastated over it. So he ended up getting a hold of a buddy of his and said, hey, I'm going to lose this car. You know, I can't continue paying for it. And he said, you can buy it out for $9,000. This is in 2008 or 2009. Hi, Roxy. Not right now, sweetheart. Come on. Come on. Watch out, sweetie. So his buddy says, you know what, why don't I just loan you the money and you can save your car and everything? And the guy said, I'm not going to take your money, but if you want to buy it, you know, it's your car and I'll put a brand new engine in it for you. So that's what they did. The gentleman bought the car from his buddy, and his buddy kept his word, put another engine in it, just a basic regular old 5.0, threw it in under the hood, brand new. Still had some of the performance parts, but obviously the main parts, like the engine, no longer had. So basically we have a stock engine with 24-pound injectors, a nice cold air intake, and that's it. It still has the factory, what are the heads, the E7Ts or something like that. It's just a basic 5.0 engine with a good clutch, a new flywheel, and some nice aftermarket goodies. So I was pretty surprised when the gentleman got a hold of me. He said, hey, I'm too old to drive this car anymore, man. He said, I can't do it. I don't really want to just get rid of it. I want to know that it's going to a good home. He didn't want to just send it off somewhere where he wouldn't know what's going to happen to it. So he offered it to me for $2,500, and he delivered it to my door, halfway across the country. So there's the story. This is how I ended up with a $2,500 Ford Mustang Foxbody LX. It's gonna need some work. I drove it for several days and I was having a blast with the car. I even accidentally spun it out while having some fun with it. And after that, I filled it up with 91 octane fuel and thought we're gonna just hit the streets. Well, the car had other plans. So she's got some long tube headers, BBK pipe, and a custom exhaust. And I'll be honest with you, it actually sounds pretty good. We're gonna fire this up for you guys right now. Unfortunately, it is broken. Another interesting story to this car. Oh, short throw shifter too, I think. That doesn't feel stock. That feels really nice. We'll have to get it up on the lift. So I filled it up with 91 octane gas, and I'm not kidding you. As soon as I filled it up and hit the road, it started backfiring and bucking and surging and just running absolutely horribly. Let's see if it will even run today, because when I got it here on a trailer, it did not want to run at all. Yeah, she's... Come on. We're good now? I think we're good now. All right. Gauges look good. We got good oil pressure. Unfortunately, it still has a full tank of gas, and I'll tell you why that's unfortunate here in a minute. Oops, I hit the horn. The horn's starting to come back to life. The steering has a tad bit of play, just a little bit. I think we're going to need to put a rack and pinion in this car. Sounds pretty good. And the tack over here works. Yeah, lights, signals work, both power windows work, the heat works, stereo works, cruise control works. I probably put 100 and some miles on this car. I was really digging this car. And then it quit working with me. It just kind of fell apart. And I'm going to show you right here. It's actually doing pretty good today. It's temperamental. As soon as this thing warms up, I guarantee it's going to lose fuel pressure. So there's your Summit Racing fuel gauge, which is attached to the Schrader valve down there. Not a big fan of that, to be honest with you. I would take that off and put it back to factory. Right now it's showing about 30 psi, and if you take the cap, if you take the vacuum line off, this should jump up to about 40. Let's see if I can get it off. See, it's off and plugged. It's no longer on the fuel pressure regulator, and we're still only holding about 30 psi, so that's not good. I have tried adjusting the fuel pressure regulator. It doesn't do any good, and when you hit the throttle, it tends to lose fuel pressure instead of gain. As you can see, we quickly start dropping down to about 25 psi. It's not how it's supposed to work. When the engine demands more fuel, well, it's supposed to get more fuel. So I suspect that we have a fuel pump going bad. After 14 years, he said that he's never had to change the fuel pump. The only thing he ever had to change was the throttle position sensor and the idle air control valve, I think, are the only things that he needed to replace on it. So I ended up going out and buying a new fuel pressure regulator, stock. I got a new fuel pump, a Delphi fuel pump. Should be a pretty good one. A new fuel filter. And in another video, we're going to come back and we're going to make some changes. I also got a hold of American Muscle. They are sending me 3 tunes for this car, basing it upon being mostly stock with the 24-pound injectors and the C&L cold air intake. And we're going to delete the 6AL. We don't need this. This is just another thing in the way of the factory harness doing its job. We'll put the ignition back to stock. Also, I'm going to do away with the Mishimoto electric cooling fans and fan shroud. I'm going to go back old school on this. We're going to put a fan clutch, a fan, and the original shroud on it, assuming we can make that all fit with this deeper radiator, and that could be an issue in and of itself. It may not fit with this aftermarket radiator, but I'd like to go back to the mechanical style and delete all of this wiring because this does not look like it was done very well. So get rid of the 6AL, get rid of the electric cooling fans, and we can clean up a lot of this mess over here and make it look a lot better. And then we're going to need to address this. That gap, that's no good. It looks cool, but if you're actually going to drive the car, especially in Oklahoma, that doesn't work. So I've ordered a set of touring lowering springs from American Muscle as well. They should lower it from stock about 1.5 inches, front to back. So we're going to get some of our gap back. It should still look relatively good, but it's going to ride and handle exactly like a car that you want to drive on the streets, and that's the plan. We'll eventually replace the tires, and last but not least, about 4 years ago, MagnaFlow sent me a full exhaust for this car. It was actually for another car that we didn't complete the project, but I think we're going to put their exhaust on this one. And here it is. I believe this is all 3-inch stainless steel. I've got the hangers, I've got the rubber mounts, I kept everything because I knew someday I would end up going back and getting myself another Foxbody. I didn't realize it was going to take years to do it, but here it is. Look at this beautiful MagnaFlow exhaust. I'm actually very excited to get this on the car. I think it's going to sound amazing. And we have our choice of pipes. We have these, basically, what do they call these, dumps? We have these dumps that can come off of the MagnaFlow and just dump right behind the axle. And I think they also sent me, if I wanted, I believe, this should be a complete header back kit. There's your bins to go over the axles. And then there's another dump right there. And then they gave us these right here to run straight out the back. They're angled. They say MagnaFlow, really nice stainless steel. So if we don't want to dump them, we should be able to still run them straight out the back. We have really nice high quality clamps. We have some hangers. There's an instruction manual. There's, well, the instruction manual, there's not much left, but yeah, obviously we've got everything we need to put this thing together after years of sitting out here on my porch. So big shout out to MagnaFlow. Sorry it took me so long to get to it, but we're going to put this on this car and it's going to sound amazing. So why don't we take it for a ride? I don't think it's going to do very well, guys. It doesn't like driving. It's got 50 psi of oil pressure. It's been sitting here running really well. Like I said, the steering and the horn's back to not working. It's a little temperamental. And I also noticed a vibration in the engine somewhere. It could be in the clutch. I'm not quite sure. No, I don't think it's in the clutch. Maybe it's in the flywheel. Something feels like it's slightly out of balance. It's not quite right. It's not a vibration that's going to end the world here, destroy the engine, but I definitely feel something. We'll take it for just a quick rip around the corner here and see if it wants to run. Oh, there it goes backfiring. No, it doesn't want to go. Oh, it's losing power. Nope. We're gonna have to turn it around, guys. This it's not gonna do it. And I got a car riding my backside here. I mean, it's 35 through this part of the town anyway, so I don't know what everybody's in such a hurry for. You ain't going nowhere. We're gonna rip this thing back around. Well, we can't rip it because it barely can move out of its own way right now, but we need to get this thing in the shop, get it up on the lift. The goal, yeah, it doesn't want to go. The goal for the rest of this video is, let's just simply get the fuel pump, regulator, and fuel filter replaced, and cross our fingers that everything works like it's supposed to when we're done. And again, major shout out to myself for filling it up with a full tank of 91 octane gasoline. If you're going to blow a fuel pump, you're going to blow the fuel pump right after you fill it up. Ask me how I know. Now, before we continue with the Mustang, I got some exciting news on the 87 Monte Carlo SS. I just closed a sponsorship today for the engine. We are getting a 480 horsepower, 490 pound-feet of torque, 383 Extreme from Smetty Performance. That's right. They decided to jump in and hook us up. They're including the high torque mini starter. They're including the flywheel, carburetor. It's a drop-in HEI ignition. Like, this thing is ready to drop in and go to work. We've got the stage 3 transmission from Monster Transmissions coming, capable of around 500 horsepower, and we're going to need every bit of it. And we're not done yet. I just got off the phone with Holly, and Holly wants to hook us up with some nice performance parts as well. Holly's going to be hooking us up with polyurethane motor mounts, transmission mount, a custom transmission cross member for dual exhaust. They're going to be hooking us up with their Blackheart Edition headers and full exhaust system all the way back for this car. So we should be, in the next couple of months, tearing this thing completely down, all the brakes from scratch, hard lines, everything. We're going to be redoing this car. We're going to tear it completely apart, and then we're going to put all these brand new parts in it, and this then should be ready for Power Tour 2024. This car is going to come, it's going to come a long way once we get all of these parts in, hopefully in the next month or two. So I hope you're excited about the Monte Carlo SS, because for once we're actually building something to our specifications. We got a 2800 stall converter coming forward as well. I've got a set of wheels for this already. This car, man, thank you to all of the sponsors for helping us out when it comes to putting that car together for Power Tour of next year. I hope to see you guys out there on Power Tour. Of course, we've got the Grand National sitting over here. This is another big one on the channel. This was a lot of money, and we've got a lot of work to do to this one as well. I just closed a sponsorship with Kerbin Performance, so they're going to be helping us out with some parts for the Grand National to get it running, to get it tuned, chipped, and all of that good stuff as well. And of course, American Muscle is helping us out on the Foxbody. So here's what we've got today for the Fox. We have a Duralast filter because that's all they had. We have a new gasket. This is for the fuel filler neck. You might as well replace this while you're in there. We've got new gaskets and a new fuel pressure regulator, stock style. And right here, a Delphi, I call it Delphi. This is the fuel pump and strainer assembly. It's got the hanger, it's got everything. It's got new gaskets. It should have everything we need, because truthfully, I believe that this is our entire problem right here. So here's the new fuel pump and sending unit assembly, new hoses, new sock, and the new gaskets for the retaining clip right here. Oh, it comes with a new retaining clip and a new gasket. for the fuel pump. That's very nice. This stuff was not sponsored. I ended up paying for all this stuff at AutoZone yesterday, and it came out to about $207. And if that's all it takes to make this beautiful car run and drive, I think $200 is well worth it, considering I only spent $2,500 on the car. All right, I've been under the car. I took a quick look at it, and I'm a little surprised by what I found. Everything under here says exactly what the person that sold it to me told me. And the biggest part of this is this engine. This is a brand new Jasper engine. Like, no joke. I don't even know if I can get you guys up there, but you see that tag up there on the top of the block? Can you see it? It's right where my finger is. Let me see if I can get you over here. Might be easier from this side. That sticker right there, that is the Jasper remanufactured engine. So yes, this has a brand new motor in it. No joke. Wow. There's a lot more under here that I'm finding that's a little surprising. Obviously, being a brand new motor, it doesn't leak anything. The vibration, though, I'm a little bit concerned that it could potentially be coming from this damper. This may not, I don't know. Is this engine balanced internally or externally? I'm assuming it's external because it does have this massive weight on the front, and I'm wondering if maybe the flywheel or flex plate, whatever you want to call it, that hides behind here, I'm wondering if maybe the weights are off on it. You know, something is definitely not balanced properly. You've got a drain plug here, and of course you got your drain plug right here. Now, my question is this a 302 or is this a 351? I don't know. That would be good information. I'm assuming it's probably just a 302. Over here, you can clearly see we have some red springs, but if you look behind the springs, you see those yellow struts? Yeah, somebody spent some money. Those are Bilsteins. They put some Bilsteins in this bad boy. And I would imagine there's probably not a ton of miles on them. Here's the headers. As you can see, they sit kind of low, and they're a little scraped up because these things literally drag the ground. No leaks. None. Even the transmission, no leaks. And another thing that I saw when we got back here to the trans, polyurethane bushing. Another thing I noticed is this is the speedometer cable. It's not hooked up to anything. It's literally just flopping around under here. You might be able to plug that back in, and I'd be willing to bet the speedometer and odometer works. You can see somebody has been up there and put a short throw shifter in. Lots of silicone around there as well. Again, no leaks at all. Everything under here looks absolutely phenomenal. It looks like somebody added some, what do they call these? Chassis stiffeners or something. These metal bars that actually tie the rear to the front. It's welded. It's welded back here as well to help stiffen the chassis. Then we get to the back and we can see that we have a rear sway bar. It's not connected to anything other than this custom 4-link suspension. This is not factory. You've got your lowering springs here, Bilstein shocks back here as well. But if you look, this is an adjustable 4-link. That's not factory. And of course, adjustable up top as well. And yeah, they did it right. They did both sides. It'd be a problem if they didn't. But yeah, you have a fully adjustable 4-link suspension on this. I did not see that coming. So somebody definitely put some money in this. The whole underside of this actually looks to be in really good shape. And the fuel tank, which is what we're going to have to focus on here in just a minute. There's your fuel filter way up top. It's very rusty looking. This car originally came from New York, so it's very surprising that it is not rusted out. It's got very minimal rust. We're going to have to change out that fuel filter. And then the fuel tank, you have some straps. You can see one of the, right there is one of the bolts. There's another one right, where is it? Right there is another bolt. We've got a rock shield that comes down. These will swing out of the way, and we have probably close to 10 gallons worth of fuel in the back of this thing. So I'm not looking forward to dropping this tank. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to dust off this right here. This is my transmission jack. I think we'll probably use these straps and help strap the tank down to it. But this is my goal, is to drag this underneath the car and try to use this to kind of evenly distribute the weight of the fuel tank and get that thing out of the car. We can then empty the gas with a pump into buckets or something, but that's my first goal, is to get the tank off the car. This should be a lot of fun. We got it out of the car, and now it's sitting in a place where it's safe. I did my best to clean as much up around here as I could. We're going to pop this off, and we're going to see what's inside. I am almost willing to bet that the hose that goes between the pump and the outlet has got a crack or a hole. It burst, something. That's just my guess. We're going to take a screwdriver and a hammer and just like that. I almost want to say that was too easy. We'll take the little ring off, and then hopefully this piece just wants to pop out. Oh, yeah, okay. Super easy. And, well, all right, we've got to put it in backwards. The hoses have to face the wrong side, and then we turn it as we get in here. Oh, easy, easy, easy. Let's not break anything. So, this is a Walbro fuel pump. This is an upgrade, a Walbro fuel pump, and here is what I thought was going to be damaged. If it is, well, I sure don't see a break. Oh, there it is right there. Haha, there it is. I knew it. I knew it. Right here. Do you guys see this? Probably can't see this very well. Look at that. The hose is busted right here at the bottom. This is so common. So common, not just on Fords, but GMs. That rubber hose seems to be the culprit every time. So we're good to go because we have a new fuel pump ready to go in. The Delphi. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of clean around the edges real quick, and I want to try not to get anything into the tank. Obviously, the tank is honestly very, very clean. I was surprised how clean the inside of this tank is. I thought maybe there'd be some rust, some sediment, and there's really not. The inside of this tank looks really good. So I'm going to clean this up just a tad. I can already see I'm getting a few things in there. Now, I did the best I could. We'll slide this back in gently. It goes back in kind of the way it came out. Then you start turning it around until you get to here, there. Getting it lined up inside of this ridiculous, there's like a bevel or something in there. You gotta get this thing sitting in there right, and if you don't, you'll never get it lined up, like never ever. So let me fight with this for a while, and eventually we'll get her sealed up. All right, getting this thing in here is a bit of a bear. There's a tab on this side, there's a tab on this side. You got to get them lined up with the tabs in the tank, and then you can make sure you put your gasket on first. I forgot to do that, so I had to undo it and do it all over again. Put your gasket on first, get your fuel pump in there, spin it around, and then start tapping. And don't just do this on one side. Tap it on both sides. Try to keep the pressure relatively even so it's not all going to one side. All right, just a little bit on each side until these tabs lock themselves into place. We've almost got it. We are almost done. That should be a wrap. Everything is locked down. We can take these off and basically put Put the tank in exactly the way we took it out. All right, we're about ready to put this back in, but before we do, I forgot one of the most important parts of this whole thing next to the fuel pump. These little clips, you're gonna need these because I broke that one, so there's one. I broke this one, there's two, and I think there's another one underneath the car that I broke, so there's three. And of course you've got the fuel filter right here. Now the new fuel filter comes with these new clips, so that's good. But I just bought in fact I bought a whole bag full of clips. So we've got everything back in, we've got everything plugged back in. Now it's just a matter of sliding this thing under the car. Oh, and don't forget this gasket for the filler neck. These are like one-time use, guys. If you've put this in and then taken it back out again, that's probably shot, so you're going to need to replace that too. It's a very important part. Obviously, the fuel system is pretty serious. You don't want to cut corners on something like this. Anyway, I'm not going to film the rest. I'm going to throw this thing back in the car. We're going to have a new fuel filter. We're going to have a new fuel pump. We already found out that the reason we had this problem, and I suspected it from the beginning, was, where did it go? Right here. I can show you guys up close now. And again, this is a Walbro fuel pump right here. I'll probably hold on to this. I don't think there was anything wrong with the pump itself. It's just right here. You can see the hose literally burst. Well, maybe you guys can't see. I can only get so close before it goes out of focus. But yeah, this hose literally burst dead in the center there. And this is very common. It doesn't matter if it's a Walbro pump, a factory FOMO Co pump or whatever, or Ford Motor Co, yeah, FOMO Co pump, or an aftermarket Delphi or whatever. That hose just has a nasty habit of popping on all of these. GMs, Fords, it doesn't matter. So let's get this back in the car, guys. We'll have a new filter. We'll have a new fuel pump. The fuel tank, I already looked inside of it with a light. I'll see if I can get you guys in here too. Maybe you guys can see a little something. Maybe not. No. Can we get... There we go. You can sort of see in there. Very clean, no sediment, no rust, no nothing. Very clean inside of this pump. The fuel sending unit is good. Fuel gauge has always worked just fine. So we're going to throw this in here. We'll change that fuel pressure regulator, and this thing should run like a beast. All right, I was trying to do the fuel pressure regulator without you guys because quite honestly, it is a tight space to get into. It's a major pain in the rear unless you pull your upper plenum off. In case you guys have never done one before, I'm gonna take you in and just show you how deep inside it is. So normally, right here is an EGR valve, right? And it's kind of gummed up. I'll probably clean this up a little bit. But this EGR valve would traditionally go, well, right here. There we go. Right there is where this EGR valve would go. And it would be right in the way of where everything is because we need to get under here. Also in the way is this piece right here. If I move this light out of the way for you. This is your salt and pepper shaker. They call it that because it's white and black. All right. This would hang right here. Well, your fuel pressure regulator, just to give you guys an idea, sits right there. You see the hole down there? That's where the fuel pressure regulator goes. Yep. That would be a bear to get to. So to get to it, we gotta first pull off the EGR valve. Once you get that out of the way, you're gonna wanna come over here and pop your salt and pepper shakers and just kind of shove them out of the way. Don't forget there's vacuum lines that go to all this stuff, so you need to get all that stuff out of the way. And once you get all of that stuff out of the way, well, it looks like it's pretty easy to get to, right? I mean, it's super easy to get to. Look at that. How simple is that? Except for one thing. Hold on. I'm going to show you guys something. So you have a bolt right here. Can't get to it because this bracket for your throttle is in the way. Throttle bracket. Uh-oh. You heard that fall, didn't you? You know what that was? That was my Allen wrench. And I think it's the only 4mm it is. It's the only 4mm Allen wrench I have. So now I've got to locate it. Well, anyway, if you get down in here, you've got a... Great. See what I mean? Everything in the freaking way. Down here, you've got a bolt right here where my finger is. A bolt right here. Not so bad to get to this one. This one's a lot more fun to get to, but you want to know the one that's really fun to get to? That one in the back. Right there, where my finger is. That one is, oh man. Because down here, to get to it, well, you got nothing but wires in the way. So I can't even show you how to get in there. All I'm going to tell you is that it can be done. It is not fun. You will cuss, but if you're persistent, well, we don't know if I'm going to get it done yet, but we're going to try. Here's the adjustable FPR that I just pulled out of it. And here is the new one. If you notice, the new one has a green O-ring. That's a good sign. All of these new parts are designed for E10 to be able to handle some ethanol. And that's really important because none of these old parts were designed for ethanol. And almost everything that we sell today has some kind of ethanol in it. So with the new pump and new hoses, new clips, new fuel pressure regulator, I've got the new fuel filter installed. This thing should be good to go, guys. I'm going to fight this for probably another 30 or 40 minutes, and I lost my Allen wrench, so we'll come back and hopefully everything will be buttoned up. Well, it's the moment of truth. There should be a little bit of gas left in the tank. I actually drained out about 10 gallons worth. I probably need to put that back in there, but I'll bet there was still a good 2 or 3 gallons left in that tank. I've got everything buttoned up. It's all put back together. You know, it's not hard to work on. Is it a little tight? Yeah, it's a little tight to get up in there, guys. But I mean, worst case scenario, what do? You pop off the upper plenum. It's honestly not that big of a deal. It looks more complicated than it is. If you take your time and you're careful and you don't rush, you can do it. You can absolutely get that fuel pressure regulator out. And I'm here to tell you, the trick that I used, I don't even know where it went, but I used a little 4mm Allen socket on that back bolt. I took a little bit of electrical tape, this stuff right here, and I stuck it on the very tip of that Allen, and then I took the bolt for the fuel pressure regulator, that very far one that's impossible to get to, where you'll drop it. You can't get your fingers in there to tighten it. You cannot do it. I shoved the tape on top of the head of that 4mm Allen socket, and then I forced that bolt onto the head. It didn't want to fit, but it fit so snug that it wasn't going to fall off. And at that point, I could hold the socket and maneuver my way up under it all around until I finally got it where it needed to be. It was still a pain, but I got it done. All the bolts are in, new fuel pressure regulators in, new fuel filters in, all new clips, new fuel pump is in. There's only one thing left to do. Hopefully the keys are also in the car. I hate these seats. The keys are not, they're not in the car. All right, I got the keys now. You know what I forgot to do while I was under there? I forgot to plug in the speedometer drive gear, the speedometer cable. Totally forgot to plug it in. We'll prime the fuel system a little bit. I hear the pump. Boy, it's out of gas. Yeah, it's really low. We'll have to put some of that gas in because, like I said, that's 91 octane. Come on. There we go. You can hear it. All right. Hey, look, it runs and it didn't die. Seems to run pretty dang good, too. Let's go check that fuel pressure gauge and see where it's at, and then we'll shut her down and we'll check for leaks. Hopefully we're seeing around 40 psi is where it should be. Bingo. So 40 is right there, and I mean it is sitting right on 40, which is good. If we pull the hose off, if I can even get to it, there we go. See it spike? With the hose off, it's over 40 psi. And when I put the hose on, it'll go back down. That's exactly what you want to see. Perfect. You know what that means? That means we got or did, guys. I'm going to check for leaks, plug in the speedometer cable, we'll take it for a rip. Well, I guess it's time to take it for a ride. I found out what was wrong with the speedometer cable. Somebody didn't know how to use the clip to install the cable into the transmission. So they filled the drive gear with silicone, hoping that the silicone would hold the speedometer cable in place, and it didn't work. It just created a huge mess. I had to clean everything out. I got the cable in, I got the clip in securely, and it looks like everything's going to work because we haven't had a speedometer or an odometer on this thing since I got it. So that was part of the reason for me getting a new instrument cluster, because I thought maybe there might be something wrong with the cluster. And there still is. What is that? The volt meter doesn't work. The fuel does. We put the gas back in it. The gas gauge is going back up. Oil pressure works. The temperature works. The tach works. Hopefully now the speedometer works. But you know how much one of these costs with the 140 mile an hour speedometer? I just bought one. It was like $399 on eBay. It's absolutely insane. Let's see if it wants to run. And the check engine light works too. Oh, it sounds so happy. The car sounds so happy now. I'm not a big fan of the white face gauges, so I'm kind of excited when the I've got a factory original gauge cluster coming for this, and I think it's going to look absolutely great on this car. So in the next video, we'll delete that. Maybe we can delete all of these because those won't be necessary anymore, and maybe we can put that MagnaFlow exhaust on. I've already checked it out, and it looks like I've got everything I need to put it up on the car. It looks like it's going to fit wonderfully. I bet it's going to sound amazing. Maybe we'll lift the car up off the ground so we can actually enjoy driving it a little bit. I think the next video, we're going to get a lot done. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let me buckle up. And by the way, if anybody has factory seats for this, please let me know if you have some and you might be interested in selling them. These seats do not work for me. In fact, if you've got red at all, preferably this red kind of plaid that's in the back, if you've got that, man, please let me know. I really would love to get my hands on that, but I need some factory seats because these just do not work for me. Well, I suppose the only thing left to do is to back this sucker up and take her for a test drive. I have a hunch it's gonna run perfect. The thing just it wouldn't hesitate to get down the road, guys, before that fuel line burst, and I knew that's what it was. I've had it happen so many times before. It's like, man, I know what happened. So I bet she gets out of her own way, no problem at all. Now you can see those LED headlights lit up out there. And you got your gauges, and then you got some more gauges down here. Those green ones actually look kind of nice down there. I don't know, maybe it wouldn't hurt to keep them, you know. What do you guys think? We don't need both gauges. And that tach, man, that thing is kind of crazy. I say we take it around the corner real quick. Signals and everything works. Brights appear to work. We're gonna let this car that's coming get by, and we're gonna just kind of gingerly get it up and down the road real quick, and then we'll give it a little bit of throttle, make sure that she can handle throttle, and then I think we're gonna bring it back and call it a night, guys. Shifting while driving and filming should be a lot of fun. Oh wow, yeah. Oh yeah. And it's already bottoming out. You know what I mean? That sucks because these roads, what is going on here? Oh, is this guy turning? He's got no lights on his trailer at all. All right. Yeah, guys, she lights tires up. And I wasn't even like hammering on it or nothing. She lights tires up. Not a problem. It just it bottoms out over everything, man. The front tires rub. Just turning the front wheels rub, you know what I mean? That's not. Oh, oh my gosh. You know, for a stock car, this thing's fun, man. Yeah, she's back. She's back. It runs great, guys. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I need to roll this window up. I'm so cold. I'm really cold. There we go. We'll turn this bad boy around probably like right here. God, it's gonna bottom out though. It will. Easy, easy, easy. Come on. Hear it just rubbing. Man, guys, it runs phenomenal. Really, it does. All right, let's just give it a little beans. Oh man. We have a speedometer now. I think the car is happy, ladies and gentlemen. I do. I think the car is very happy with us. It gets down the road just fine, not a problem. No hiccuping, no bucking, or any of that weird stuff, man. She just goes. Well, I'm ready to go home. Shoot, I got to get home and edit. This is your video for Saturday, guys. This is Saturday's video. It's 10 o'clock at night on Friday. So we should probably get done here. Man, it loves to let them tires loose. Like, even when you're not really trying, she likes to get those tires loose. Yeah. And it does the snap, crackle, pops. Yeah. I like this car. It's not super powerful. It's not crazy fast. But man, it's a blast. It's been a long time. Oh great, there's a big hole here that I'm gonna bottom out on. It's been a long time since I've driven a healthy Foxbody. Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a long time. And I don't think I could be any happier with this little car, man. I know the guy that sold it to me is going to be watching. I know he's going to be watching. I want you to know, just in case you're worried that there's any hard feelings or anything, like none at all, man. I'm not upset at all that the fuel pump went out. The car is old. It's been sitting a long time, and I got it for $2,500 delivered to my door. Yeah, man, I'm not worried about the fuel pump and replacing a few little parts. We're going to make this car a lot of fun. We're going to make it something that can be driven on the street and really enjoyed. That's my goal for this car. And I hope you guys all want to follow along with me. And the stereo, I don't know if it's got any music playing right now. There we go, guys. I got it. Yeah, and I barely got it turned up. I'm telling you, those Polk audios, they bump, man. I'm telling you, they bump. Horn, still having little problems. Let's get out and take a look at the lights. I don't smell anything on fire. I don't smell any gasoline, so I think we're doing all right, guys. Man, those wow. That's... You should probably put the stock lights back in it too. I know y'all get mad at me because it's like I take almost every car I get and I take it from aftermarket and I put all the stock pieces back. That's why we're building the Monte Carlo SS. Listen to that though. Does that not sound healthy? It sounds really good. She sounds good, man. I'm real happy with the car. I think I'm gonna call it a night. We got a lot coming on this car in the very near future. As soon as all my parts get here, we're gonna have some fun making this thing drivable. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is gonna be it for the night. It's after 10 o'clock now. I still have to edit this video and get it up for you guys so you have something to watch Saturday morning. Speaking of, I want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to actually watch my videos. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the Foxbody Mustang. I'm glad we were able to take it from broken and get it running like it's supposed to again. It's running really well, but unfortunately, I was out messing around with it, and the check engine light came on. So this is how it goes with old cars, guys. So stay tuned. We will run a diagnostic in the next video. On top of, we're going to change that exhaust. We're going to convert it over to the MagnaFlow exhaust. I think from the H-pipe back will all be MagnaFlow. I think it's going to sound really sweet, so I can't wait to do that and lift it up with some new springs, and there's a lot to do. Delete on that 6AL. Hopefully we can get another shroud and factory fan setup to put back on it. I really don't like the way that cooling fan setup is hooked up right now. There's wires everywhere. It's just a mess. There's a lot to do to the car, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun doing it in the next video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed so you don't miss exciting new content on things like the Buick Grand National or the Monte Carlo SS. It's getting ready to have an engine that's almost 500 horsepower dropped into it. We haven't revealed the 1988 Chevy Cavalier Z24 yet either, and today I won another car. I've had a lot of you saying that we need a Camaro from the 80s or the 90s. Well, I heard you, and I think I did one even better. I got a Firebird Formula from the 80s, late 80s, very early 90s. I think you guys are going to like it. It's a super low mile unit, and it's supposed to be pretty sweet. Now, I bought it sight unseen, and it's coming from like Ohio or something. So your guess is as good as mine. I've got more cars coming. Another Mustang, another red Mustang from the early 70s is on its way. Lots of content coming, guys. Stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out. Till next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.